Welcome to NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast, where you send us your money questions and we answer them with the help of our genius nerds. I'm Sean Pyles. This episode, my co-host Sara Rathner and I answer a listener's question about digital wallets. Are they safe? And even if they are they tracking your information? And how should we think about digital privacy online? Let's get into it. So, Sara, can you explain if and how digital wallets are, in fact, the safer option?
Yeah, whenever you have new technology, it seems scary at first. But oftentimes new technology is built to solve the problems that existed in the past. So in this case, it has done that in several ways. Digital wallets use a built-in security feature that's called tokenization. And that helps you keep your credit or debit card number a secret when you make a purchase. So basically, when you pay for something with your credit or debit card, either in a store or online, instead of your actual card number being sent to the merchant, the digital wallet will generate a one-time use token. And that's random numbers or random numbers and letters. And the token is what's actually used to process the payment, and your personal information remains secure. And accessing your digital wallet in the first place also involves other layers of security, like requiring a PIN or your fingerprint or your face to unlock your phone. So if your phone is locked, that information is not accessible. It's not like somebody stealing your wallet out of your pocket or purse and grabbing your cards.
Right. But that doesn't mean that these are 100% secure. People should still have their guards up to some extent, right?
Always. You always need to exercise some caution. Keep a close watch on your phone. You have so much important information stored in there, and it's so easy for that to go missing. You want to cover your screen if you're entering a passcode. And for the love of everything, your phone should lock and require a passcode or biometric information like your fingerprint or your face to unlock it. Strangers should never be able to unlock your phone.
So while you do need to secure your phone, which we all hopefully are doing already, it is still much safer than a physical card, where if you lose it, if it falls out of your wallet or someone steals your wallet, they can use your card immediately and really easily, most likely. But with a digital wallet, someone would most likely need to have your biometric information or your phone's PIN to use those cards. And as someone who's prone to forgetting his wallet at home, I'm a big fan of digital wallets for their convenience. So I am all for using them to the greatest extent possible if it's feasible for you to do so.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a fan too. I'll admit that I don't use them very often because many places I shop at still don't accept them. So the infrastructure has a ways to go in terms of catching up.
You know, I think some of that might be regional or depending on the types of stores that you're shopping at. Like, it's pretty rural where I live in Washington State, and paying for something like groceries or a drink with my phone is not possible. But in Portland, where my partner lives and where I spend a good amount of time, I can pay with my digital wallet pretty much anywhere I go, at the grocery store, at a night out. And I find it so much more convenient than having to whip out my card, wait for it to process. I can just have it on my phone, which I likely already have out anyway.
Yeah, here in Richmond, it's kind of a mixed bag. What I'm seeing more and more of are registers that accept tap to pay. So I could take my credit or debit card and tap it instead of having to insert the card into the chip reader. So that is becoming more and more available. But you being able to use a digital wallet is still, it's kind of touch and go. So I haven't really adopted it just because it's not the most convenient option yet. But, you know, we'll see what happens over the next couple of years as businesses upgrade their system. All right, so switching gears, let's move to the main part of Steve's question, the tracking question. Are various digital wallets tracking your transactions? If you buy something embarrassing, is Google going to know? And the answer is probably, but really, Google knows everything. But the actual answer is that your mileage may vary.
Right. Apple says that when you use Apple Pay, it doesn't retain transaction information that can be traced back to you. It says in their terms and conditions that your transactions stay between you, the merchant or developer, and your bank and card issuer. And that's in contrast to something like Venmo, where it's practically a social network built around your transactions. The default is to have your payments be very public and posted to a feed for the world to see. And my friends and I joke about how stalking someone's Venmo payments is actually one of the best ways to get to know what someone is really like. But there are ways that you can add more privacy to Venmo. An easy way to do that is to change your settings so that all payments default to private. And at least that way, friends and internet creepers like myself and my own friends can't see what you're spending your money on. But I crept through Venmo's privacy policy, and it doesn't appear that they are selling your transaction data to third parties.
Yeah, I definitely have my Venmo settings set to private because the world does not need to know how often I actually Venmo my own husband. So, and for like what mundane stuff we do, like gas bills and other really boring expenses. Nobody needs
whatever
to see
works
that.
for you guys. That's fine.
It's a system that we have figured out for ourselves. So Steve also asked about Google, and it also states that they don't sell your transaction data to third parties.
Yeah. So at least there's that. These companies are saying that your information is private and secure, but I would say take that with a hefty pinch of skepticism, because any privacy claim from any company that holds vast amounts of your data should be suspect. In fact, Google recently settled a lawsuit alleging that your incognito window browsing is not as private as it appeared, as they told you it was. So I trust that they are finding some balance between keeping your information secure, but also it could just be hacked. So you never really know what's going on with your information. But Sara, I'm wondering if you think we should all just accept a certain lack of privacy as the price of existing online in 2024.
I mean, I don't think we've had privacy for a long time. Forget the fact that it's 2024. I mean, we've all been existing online for what, like 30 years now? Sorry, guys, all of your information is everywhere. Live with it, I guess. But really, it's a matter of being reactive to when you think something is weird and things don't line up and there's suspicious information or suspicious charges being made on your accounts. You do the best you can to pay attention to what's going on and then react accordingly when something is strange. That's really the best any of us can do. The thing is, businesses really want to know what you're searching for so they can market products to you specifically. So in exchange for information and convenience being at your fingertips, we're giving up a little bit of our anonymity, or a lot of it.
And I actually was really relieved to see Steve's question, because it feels noble in a way to even want to preserve your information online or to care about it, because I have kind of given up that battle, because between constant data breaches and like NSA surveillance and neighbors who have Ring doorbell cameras, I just figure that we are all being watched essentially all the time. So on one hand, I'm kind of apathetic about this. And then on the other hand, I try to have some semblance of control. Like, it feels like a small action, but I almost never let a website have my digital cookies just to be like, no, those are my cookies. I'm going to eat them. Don't touch them. But at the same time, there's only so much you can really do.
Yeah, we live in a time where it's impossible to remain truly anonymous. No one's disappearing anytime soon.
Right.
There's just too many things that can be traced back to you. So it is important to do the best you can to safeguard your information, the information of your children. If you have elderly relatives that you help with technology, helping them secure their information too, because there's just a lot of nefarious, scammy stuff out there that targets people who aren't tech savvy.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I think that we should be really clear that there's a difference between being apathetic to companies tracking your online behavior for marketing purposes and being careless about sensitive personal information. Things like your social security number and even your phone number and maybe even your email really should be safeguarded so that you aren't as susceptible to scammers coming after you.
Yeah, never keep your social security card in your wallet, by the way. Don't carry that with you unless you actually need it for a reason. And then the moment you're done, put it back in a safe location in your home. Keep like a fireproof safe or something for those important documents if you can. And sometimes I hear, especially from like older people I know who used to manage their money in very different, more analog ways, they feel more secure paying bills the old-fashioned way by mailing checks in. That's not more secure at all. It's probably less secure to put a check in the mail right now. I've heard stories of mailboxes being broken into and mail getting stolen and checks getting stolen. Paying your bills electronically has more security measures in place. So if that's something you feel comfortable doing, you should continue to do so. And if that's something that you've been avoiding because you feel uncomfortable with it, maybe open your mind and heart to the possibility of switching to online bill payments because you have those extra layers of security. I don't like mailing checks ever. I hate doing it. I've gotten them lost. It just makes me feel really icky to have my checking account number and routing number out in the open like that. So sometimes new technology is something worth embracing.
Thanks for watching. I'm Sean Pyles, host of NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. If you learned something new today, hit like and subscribe and share with your friends. Also, listen to NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.